This past week, we talked about gratitude and focus, and we're going to take a little bit deeper dive into our day starts with gratitude and how powerful that is to keep yourself present on a daily basis. If you're anything like me, I mean, I'm always searching for like the next direction that I'm trying to pursue. And so, you know, being grateful for, hey, that person said no, or that investor said, hey, I don't want to do that, or that lender said, hey, not yet. Today, I got some clarity. I'm very grateful for a conversation that I had with our CEO of our company called ROI. It's a very clarifying conversation. It wasn't the answer that I wanted, but it created a lot of clarity. So I think for us to be grateful in those times where it maybe not the answer that we are wanting, we know that there's something better on the other side. And having that is an extremely powerful position to be in. And from speaking from an experience on getting through some difficult times, challenging times, man, is that some unbelievable, powerful, positive attitude to be grateful during those times when those doors are shut. And that's a completely new perspective for me personally. On the webinar, we were talking about gratitude and how Rocky was discussing how powerful it can be and how it can kind of almost, I can't remember the word he was talking about, but he was discussing this, you know, it takes you to this different place. It allows you to kind of get out of your current situation immediately when you practice gratitude and you're actually writing down these things that you're grateful for, rather than when I hear people say, oh, I'm just thinking about it, like I think about my goals every day. I'm like, that's bullshit. Like, you got to write these things down to make them real. I talk about this all the time. To accomplish anything, you must write down something. In order to practice true gratitude, taking the time to write down that gratitude, write down those things that you're grateful for, write down those feelings. One thing I love about Harry Garcia, we discussed a little bit more, is going a little bit deeper. When you're talking about your family, what are you grateful for about your family? I wrote down today, my sister, my mom, my dad, and I wasn't really feeling good towards them, but I was grateful for them. And that made me realize, wow, even though I'm going through a difficult situation with them right now, I can still be grateful for them, that they're present in my life, because I heard stories last night in my AA meeting about people that had their siblings pass away, their parents pass away before they could reconcile with them. And how powerful it is to use this practice of gratitude, how it can just completely transform you in a moment when you truly sit down and take the time to be grateful and change the way that you're thinking. So gratefulness, gratitude, the practice of actually writing it down each day will help you overcome so many challenges. I've got this other, I hate to be just completely, AA related, but it's something that's a big part of my life. But I have this guy that I've been working with since August, and he had never been sober. And one of the things that I have used in my help with him that has helped me is the practice of gratitude. Every single day, he writes down in a text on the weekends and an email during the week what he is grateful for every day. 10 things that he is grateful for each day. That's a part of his system of sobriety. And I believe that for each one of us, the way that we were made, we become codependent on something in our life, one way or the other. And each of us can use gratitude as a way to build a system daily that's going to keep us present. How many of us think about what's going to happen tomorrow and what happened yesterday? And man, that didn't go the way I thought it should. And shit, that meeting sucked that I was just in. And gosh, I don't want to get on this next call. I don't want to get on this next podcast for me today. I did not want to do these podcasts today. I was like, shitty freaking attitude. So I went back to my list before I got on the next one. I was like, I'm grateful for podcasts today. It is a daily challenge, struggle to remain in a positive attitude. No matter who you are. Like, I am a naturally negative person. Naturally. I think of the worst case scenario almost every time because I constantly feel like I got to be prepared for that happening. So I've always got a plan B, always got that plan C, always got that plan D. What's going to happen? How am I going to maneuver this? How am I going to maneuver that? And the practice of gratitude brings me back to the present, brings me back to what good is happening. So many things to be grateful for, because that thought of what is going to happen in the future is anxiousness. And gratitude and writing down what you're grateful for is a reset on anxiousness and or worry. It's always easier to be grateful after you go through the shit. And the fact that we know that we're going to be grateful later, I want y'all to really think about that and let it set in, that because of all of our previous experiences in our lives, that we're always grateful for those challenges that are happening. When we start to go through that challenge right now, if we can pull on that experience and we can know that, yes, this is challenging right now, but I know I'm going to be grateful in 6 months for this situation. So now I can be grateful right now for that challenge. I know that that is forming me into the person that God wants me to be. I know that that is molding me into the person that I have to be in the next 90 days so that I can accomplish the big goals that I've got or the simple goals that I have. Those challenges, those struggles, to be able to be grateful for those now because of that knowledge and wisdom that we have, that it is going to be something I'm grateful for in the future, allows us to be grateful right now. And that brings us back to the present, which is where we all want to be. It's so nice to be present. And a practice of gratitude, I think gratitude allows us to listen to ourselves. It's that voice that we typically, at least for me, I usually try to quiet that thing, because it makes me worry sometimes. But the gratitude, the practice of it, writing it down, pen and paper, not just thinking about what I'm grateful for, not just saying what I'm grateful for, but etching it down on paper, brings us to present and allows us to hear ourselves.